Bonjour, je voudrais un 4-0 victory. Hey everyone, it's Mr. Fine Big HD here. Come on, my son, get in there. United have just beaten Saint Etienne 4-0 on aggregate, 1-0 on the night tonight, away from home in the Europa League, to take us through safely to the last 16. Get in there, my son. 1-0 on the night, 4-0 overall. A good all-round overall performance from United. Tonight, of course, not the best performance away from home. You know, they've had more chances, etc. I mean, I missed most of the game because the shitty game's on at 5 p.m. Who's in charge of scheduling here? It's piss poor. You know, some of us have got freaking jobs, and you can't put starts of games on just as you're finishing work. Who comes up with this shit? But it started at 5. The game finished early. United, you know, it was not. The job was pretty much done from the first leg, wasn't it? 3-0 up. Going into this game, it was just, let's not concede any goals, let's defend tightly, let's hit them on the counter-attack, and we did that early on. You know, Juan Mata's whipped in a lovely ball, and Henrik Mkhitaryan has got the loveliest little shade of a touch on it to take it into the back of the net, to give us the lead and cement our victory and cement our passage into the next round of the Europa League. So, you know, that's pretty much all there is to talk about, really. I missed most of the game, unfortunately. First one I missed in a while, but the time, as I say, is absolutely gash-tastic that it was on, so, you know, it just wasn't meant to be. We are through to the next round. It's going to be interesting now, because now it's getting down to the latter stages of this tournament. We've got to keep winning these games. We've got to progress through to the Europa League final and win the Europa League, because there's no guarantees in the Premier League. It's so tight at the top there. The top 6 teams there are all battling it out for those top 6 places. I mean, I do have a feeling that Liverpool and maybe even Arsenal are going to slip out the top 4 this season, and United are going to finish in the top 4. But we can't really be happy with that, because it may not happen. You know, there's every possibility that United could finish out the top 4. As much as I think we are on an upward arc at the moment, we're ascending. You know, other teams above us seem to be stumbling a little bit. But even with that said, I think there's no guarantees in football here. There's not long the Premier League season left. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I think United have got what it takes to finish top 4, but I do not think, you know, it's 100% certainty. So winning the Europa League is something we can do. I mean, we're only a few games away in that tournament from Champions League qualification for next season, which is what it's all about, should be the very bare minimum for United. Would it be a failure this season if Jose didn't manage to get us top 4 and Champions League qualification? Well, maybe, bearing in mind all the money that we spent, but we are in transition. He has had only the one season. I think most of us would agree that compared to Moyes' first season, compared to LVG's first season, he has got United playing a lot more like the United way and winning games consecutively. I mean, if you look at some of the runs we've had this season, it's been the best since the Fergie's days. So he's got to get a lot of credit for that. And, you know, again, displayed tonight, a tough fixture away from home in the Europa League. Goes there, makes it look very easy. It's not all positives, though, from United tonight, because there were a couple of things that happened. Mkhitaryan's gone off injured. Hopefully not going to be out for a significant amount of time. Eric Bailly got sent off as well for a couple of yellow cards. Didn't even see the incident, so can't really comment. It's a bit of a shit video, this one, isn't it? This is a shit video. I'm basically blabbering, lads. I'm blabbering because I didn't really watch most of the game, because some twat thought it was a good idea to put it on at 5 p.m. Bunch of wankers. Oh, I hate not being able to watch United. It pisses me off. But anyway, you know, that's what happens. That's life. You've got to move on. Hopefully I'll be we'll be able to watch the game at the weekend. So, you know, you guys are going to have to fill me in about what actually happened in this game today, you know. Trying to give you the breakdown like I know what's going on. I didn't watch the fucking game. So you guys get commenting in the comment section below with what happened in the game. What happened with Bailey's sending off there. Get commenting, was it justified? I haven't seen anything about it. What happened with... I saw the goal, actually. Saw the highlight of the goal where Mata with that lovely pass in. Very dangerous, into a dangerous area. And Mkhitaryan with a lovely glancing touch into the back of the net. I saw that. But that's pretty much all I've seen in the last drab bit of the game there. But there we have it. You know, we've absolutely battered the Frenchies over 2 legs. We progressed through to the next round of the Europa League, where we are going to go on and complete the Mickey Mouse treble. League Cup, FA Cup, and Europa League. That's right. I see it coming for United this season, and even if we do manage just the Europa League, I think that'd be a good season for us, bearing in mind it qualifies us for the Champions League as well, which is an absolute necessity. Anyway, that pretty much does it for the game tonight. I'm going to talk a little bit about Wayne Rooney, actually, because there's a lot of speculation today that he is no longer going to be a Manchester United player, or not for very much longer at least. Talk about him potentially going to China, maybe going to America, maybe going to Everton. There's a lot of avenues that Wayne Rooney could explore, and I just wanted to talk about this to get your guys' thoughts and opinions. So get comments in what you think should happen with Wayne Rooney. Let me just start this off by saying that Wayne Rooney is an unbelievable servant for Manchester United. He's a legend at Manchester United. You know, that word gets bandied around too much, but Wayne Rooney is a legend. He's the club's all-time leading goal scorer. He's beaten Bobby Charlton's record, which stretches back 40 years. Mail. So that's an unbelievable achievement for him to come in there as a young 18-year-old lad from Everton. You know, big money signing coming in there, a lot of potential wonder kid. And he's lived up to that since the first time he pulled on the United shirt. Those 3 goals against Fenerbahce in that first game in the Champions League. So up to now, where he is the all-time leading goal scorer of Manchester United. It's been a tremendous career. It's been the hours of entertainment we've got out of Wayne Rooney has been unbelievable. He scored some of the best goals in Premier League history. That one from the halfway line, that overhead kick against City. You know, the sheer numbers, the sheer statistics, they do not lie. He's the all-time leading goal scorer for England as well. He will go down in history as one of the very best players that United have had, one of the best players that England have had. You know, even if people say he failed to live up to it at major tournaments for the nation, he certainly did not do that for United. He's always lived up to it, and he's pretty much always performed. But over the last couple of seasons, he is on a downward spiral. We know he is diminishing in his talents. He's not getting any better. He's a great player. He's still a great player. You know, we still get into 95% of the teams out there, no doubt about it. But my personal thought is that United are at a certain place now where we do have to start looking towards the future. And also, because of his diminishing abilities, he's less and less likely going to get into this side. You know, if you've got all the players fit, does Wayne Rooney get into this United side? I mean, he's currently our captain, but Mourinho's chosen not to play him last few games. You know, he's got that all-time goal scorers record. And pretty much since then, he's not really featured. He's not travelled. I personally think he should perhaps go this summer. I do think that. I mean, only for his personal career, only because he deserves to be playing football week in, week out. I don't know if he's got the abilities anymore to be playing consistently week in, week out, starting first name on the sheet like he used to be. I'm not sure about that. I think it's time that other talents came in, players who are going to progress and players who are going to improve over a certain amount of time. Rooney's just strikes me as one of those players that is just going to diminish very rapidly at a certain point. Greatness doesn't come easy, but it does go very, very easily and very quickly. So, if I'm Wayne Rooney, I'm thinking maybe I should go out there, make a cash grab. I say make a cash grab. He's on 300k a fucking week, pal. You know, he's already on a cash grab. You know, he doesn't need any more money, surely. But if you look at what Carlos Tevez is on over in China, if somebody said to Wayne Rooney, here's £650,000 a week, or here's £700,000 a week, or whatever it would be. He's thinking about his family, he's thinking about his future. I mean, I'm sure he's made up for 10 lifetimes already. But still, if somebody comes along with a ridiculous offer like that, then it's hard to say no, especially if he's not going to be playing at Manchester United week in, week out like he wants to be. That's an option. He could go to China for the payday, and that's all it would be. It'd be a cash grab, and who could blame him? You know, if anybody deserves to have the money at the end of his career, it's somebody who's been a great servant to the nation, great servant to his club, and broken all records, and pretty much been a revelation since day one, since coming onto the scene with Everton. So I think I wouldn't begrudge him if he did go to China, and I'd thank him and say you're an absolute United legend, and you deserve a big payday over there. The other option is that he stays in the Premier League. Who knows who he could go? He could perhaps do a Phil Neville, although it's obviously he's a much better player than Phil Neville, but still could do a Phil Neville and go and play for Everton, his boyhood club, the club that he supported growing up, and the club that we signed him from. Originally, he could go back there to play, but then is he going to actually get into that side on the regular, as he gets older and older? Maybe right now, but then they're going to have to sacrifice who? Barkley, Lukaku, is he going to be able to play Barkley and Lukaku and Rooney at the same time? I don't know. So it's an interesting one whether or not he'd even go back there, because he doesn't want to be a bit part player at Everton when he can still be, and still would be if he was up for it, a bit part player at United. And I'm saying I want Rooney to be a bit part player at United for another season, but if he doesn't want to be that bit part player, then he should go to somewhere else where he can broaden his horizons, get a bit of culture, and actually play and get some game time and make some good money at the same time. So I'm not sure if Everton's the right answer, but let me know what you guys think about that. If you think that Everton would be interested in signing Wayne Rooney back, it would be a huge sort of commercial bonus for them. I'm sure just getting that player back. The Everton fans loved him when he had him. They pretty much don't like him anymore because of what's happened. But at the end of the day, he is an Evertonian. If he went back there and started scoring goals and playing well for them and kissing that badge, which I'm sure he would do, then they would take to him like a duck to water. So, I think that's an option, but I don't think it's a strong option. Probably the strongest option, I think, which is go into a country where it's English speaking. Lots of players have done it before, gone over there, had successful careers, the likes of Beckham, the likes of Gerrard, Lampard, etc. Maybe a retirement ground for these such players. But Wayne Rooney could certainly go over to the MLS, certainly be a designated player for one of the top sides over there, certainly make a shitload of money. I don't know what they're paying over in the MLS, but certainly somewhere in the region of what he's getting now at Manchester United. Because that's another thing. If he went to Everton, maybe he's going to have to get paid less money. If he wants to play for Everton, are they going to pay 300k a week for a 32-year-old player who's only getting older? I don't know. So it's an interesting one. Let me know what you guys think about it. Those are the three options. I think the most likely is the MLS, him going to the MLS, and I think that will happen in the summer. I think all these signs recently, this gossip that's been happening, I think it has some legs. I think Mourinho's looking to the future. He's looking at who's going to be getting in the side now. He's got the respect for Wayne to say, you're not necessarily going to be starting week in, week out, so what do you want to do? I think they've had this chat, similar with how Brendan Rodgers did it with Gerrard, and it's got to that point now where he's coming to the end of his career, he's diminishing. Is he going to offer United what he used to offer? And I don't think that's the case anymore. Even though he has come in and he has performed from time to time, he's still a class player, would get into a lot of teams. So I think he should perhaps go to MLS, get the payday and go to the English-speaking country, somewhere where his family can go and integrate pretty easily. It's obviously a bit more difficult to do that if he went to China, even if it is a ridiculous payday out there. So there we have it. Let me know what you guys think about the possibility of Wayne Rooney leaving Manchester United. It will be a sad day because pretty much, for 10 years, 11 years, he has been a stalwart for Manchester United. He's always featured, and he's had a great period of play for United. The amount of times he's been instrumental in us having great trophy-winning seasons is unbelievable. 2008-9 season springs to mind when we've got the Champions League. 2008 was it rather, and of course an unbelievable partnership he had with Cristiano Ronaldo, with Tevez in that time, and the season Ronaldo left, he really stepped up to it and stepped up to the plate and scored 26, 27 league goals, something like that. That season was very good in Europe as well, and basically took that striker mantle. He's always been an unselfish player. He's been played out of position all over, for both club and country, utilised wherever they can find a place for him because he's so versatile. He's been sacrificed at times in that sense because he's often been out wide or, in a deeper role when perhaps his own favoured position would be striker and maybe his natural position would be striker. But certainly a versatile player who can play all over and an absolute Manchester United legend. So fully aware that I've just talked about Wayne Rooney for about 8 or 9 minutes there, but it's something that I feel very passionate about. I think he's served the club tremendously. You don't have to like Wayne Rooney to say what a career he's had, what an unbelievable talent he is, what a service that he's given to Manchester United, and just what a legend of football he is. You don't have to be a United fan, and you don't have to like the guy to say that, because there's certain things in his personal life you can question. His attitude. He's a Scouser at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So there's a bad strike against you to begin with. But you don't have to like him to appreciate what a talent he is and what a great player he is. So if this is the end of Wayne Rooney for Manchester United, it's going to be a sad day. And I just want to say, what an absolute legend. There we have it. So a bit of a shit match reaction tonight, lads, wasn't it? It was a bit poor because I didn't get to watch most of the game there. So apologies for that. But fill me in below what I missed. Get commenting with your thoughts and opinions about United's chances of winning the Europa League now and how we're generally going to do over the next coming months. And also, big talking point, Wayne Rooney. Should he stay? Should he go? If he's going to go, where's he going to go? Get commenting with your thoughts below. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's much appreciated. I always like interacting with you guys, so please do get commented below with your thoughts and tweet me at Mr. Flying Pig HD on Twitter. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Mr. Flying Pig HD. So that pretty much does it for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in. Have yourself a freaking good one. United march on to the next round of the Europa League. Have some of that defense cheese. How does that taste? It tastes good. So have yourself a good one anyway. I said that about 3 times now. I'll see you soon, and stay classy. And to the Frenchies out there, au revoir, mon amis.